Alright guys, Cuba is not just go to the airport, I'm gonna figure it out when I get there, wing it type of situation. You have to do a lot of preparation. You have to know the rules. You have to know how to operate. Especially if you're an American citizen, there's gonna be some challenges that's gonna arise that you gotta know how to handle and move. Alright? This is my top 5. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe. Let's go. Alright guys, I'm doing something new, man. Don't forget, hit that like button, share, subscribe, help me grow this channel, give me the motivation I need to keep making videos. Alright, so we'll start something new. This is gonna be showing some videos of me in Cuba. Well, actually my friends. You might see some other content creators, just us walking around, so you get a feel for the atmosphere and the environment that we were in. Alright, anyway, let's start with the list, man. So we're gonna start with, you need to know the reason why you're going to Cuba. You can't technically say, as an American citizen, you're going there for a vacation. All right, you don't want to choose that. That's not a good reason. America has an embargo against Cuba, so just keep that in mind. Relations to America and Cuba is not the greatest. All right, so you're gonna put support for the Cuban people. So you need to know this answer, because customs are also going to ask you, why are you here? Why are you visiting? And when you go back to the US customs is going to ask you the same thing. So keep in mind, that's your answer. Do not change it no matter what someone says. You're there to support the Cuban people. Next thing you got to know is you're going to need a visa. The good thing about it, it's easy. The visa process, you just buy the visa at the gate. You can buy in advance online. I didn't do it that way, so I'm gonna tell you the way that I did it. We bought it at the gate. I flew American. It was $100. If you fly JetBlue, it's $50. If you fly Delta, I believe it's $50 also. You're gonna pay by debit or credit, and they're gonna tell you, who needs a visa, come form the line, and you just pay it right there. You don't gotta fill anything out. It's really easy. That's automatic. But you do need a visa, but don't stress about it. You can get it at the airport. You can get it at the gate. All right. Another thing you need to know is Cuba is hot, and I'm sure you've been to a lot of hot climates, but Cuba is hot even at night. All right. That was strange to me. It's 1 a.m. We're walking from the club, and it's 95 degrees, and I'm sweating. It's really, really hot. It's really, really humid. So Cuba has 2 seasons. The wet season's from May to October, and the dry season's from November to April. All right, the wet season brings a lot of rain, and I guess I went during the wet season. All right, a lot of rain, a lot of humidity, and high temperatures, so dress accordingly. All right, now this is one of the challenges that you're gonna face as an American citizen. In Cuba, as an American, you don't have access to your banking. You don't have access to your debit cards, your credit cards. You don't have access to your ATM. You don't even have access to receive money via Western Union. You're totally, completely cut off. So whatever cash you have on you, that is it. So you have to bring enough and safeguard what you bring. All right. And even if you have access, like if you're a non-American, and I met some Europeans there, they had access. If you're from Colombia, I believe. I think if you're from Brazil, some countries do have access to the ATM, but guess what? The ATMs consistently run out. You have these long lines to get your money out the ATM, and maybe like 1 p.m. people will start, sucking their teeth and, being upset because the ATM is out of cash. And this is a daily occurrence, all right? So bring enough cash, all right? Bring enough cash, protect your cash, safeguard your cash, get a fanny pack or whatever, but just keep in mind, if you're American, you can't swipe. You got to manage your money, all right? On a daily basis, you have to manage your money, all right? Yo, I am not going to G you. The internet is trash. It sucks. You don't even get turn-by-turn Google Maps. Now, you could still use Google Maps, but it's going to be like MapQuest back in the day. It's going to give you turn by turn, but there's no GPS, there's no updates. All right, so we got lost walking for an hour and a half looking for a place that was 3 blocks away from our house. Right, even though Havana primarily is like a grid system, it's, if you don't have a guide and you don't really know the area, you can get lost very easy. So you can't just Google map your way. You can look up restaurants and stuff, but it may not be up to date. So without having good internet connection, you know, it's gonna make Havana look bigger than what it really is, right? And then if you're a person like me, you know, who likes to upload video and upload content, you're gonna eat through your bandwidth really quickly. And you can also basically get, like, your Airbnb host may have Wi-Fi, or they might state have Wi-Fi. But what they don't tell you is it's a SIM card based Wi-Fi. So it's 3G, 4G speeds that you're getting, right? They don't really have, from what I saw, a wired internet solution, right? There's no coax cable, there's no fiber optics running through the walls. It's all SIM card based. All right, so if you're a person like me who, you know, needs to be connected 24/7, you're gonna be disconnected, right? You're gonna be disconnected. You leave that Wi-Fi area, it's nothing. Most American cell carriers do not have roaming in Cuba. I think you could pay per usage for T-Mobile, but there's no like how you go to other countries like in Europe and some places in South America, you can roam, right? From what I could tell, it's really, really expensive to turn your phone on, right? So it may not be practical to use, and you know, your American, if they have service, your American-based cellular network, right? So yeah, so you're gonna be disconnected. It's gonna be slow. It's not everywhere. You could get a local SIM card. I rented one from a local because it was just easy, because you could go to the ETSA, ETECSA. You can go there. It's one of their telecommunication companies. You can go there and you could get a SIM card, and they do have one for tourists. But to go through everything in Cuba, they're still using pen and paper for things. They want your passport. They want a lot of information. And remember, the Cuban government is still, you know, looking into you, you know, everything that you do. So sometimes it may not be worth the hassle to go through that. All right. And even when you get internet, your internet is limited, right? You're going to need a VPN to access most American-based websites. Okay. So do you want to risk that when you get there? No, you would have to pay for everything in advance. So if you have Airbnb experiences, your Airbnb itself, you're better off booking it before you get on the plane. Have it booked already. Take screenshots, because when you get off the plane and get in the airport, there's no free Wi-Fi in the airport. All right, so you're gonna be totally disconnected. So you need to make sure you have screenshots. You booked everything in advance. You have things saved on your phone that could prove that you paid for something, or you need addresses that you have the address already loaded in, because you don't want to get there and there's going to be times that you're not going to have internet. You know, you're going to be in a dead zone, right? So you need to make sure and have all of these things set up. All right. If you have tours, like I also booked a tour for a photo shoot, and I made sure and got all the guys' information, get their Cuban number. WhatsApp works pretty good, right? So your WhatsApp is going to be fine. Probably also monitored by the Cuban government, but your WhatsApp, get their WhatsApp number, because that's what the locals primarily used, you know, with their service. So you're gonna have to make sure, get these things in advance. Do not count on Cuba's internet. It's nah. You know, if you plan on taking Zoom calls and you trying to work in Cuba, nah, it ain't happening. That's real risky business, you know. And our Airbnb gave us I think it was 8 gigs at a time to use the portable Wi-Fi, and we went through that 3 times. We probably paid $25 a day. We were there for 4 days. We re-upped on that 3 times. So we had a nice $75 bill waiting for us for a 4-day usage of internet, and it wasn't even good. It was just serviceable, right? Because I had to, anyway, it was just serviceable. So internet, it's not widely available. It's limited. You need a VPN to get connected to most American websites. You can't use Facebook, TikTok, things like that are just, you got to go through a VPN. And if your VPN is crappy, then you're SOL. All right, so keep that in mind. And with that, not having access to your bank accounts, you got to have all these things planned out for worst case scenarios. And if you don't have connections, and backups with pictures, pictures of your passport, and all those things in your phone so that you can pull it up without internet. All right. Okay, guys, I think that's 5. All right, I'm gonna do a part 2. It's actually 10, but I'm gonna post another video with another 5 things you need to know. Cuba is not a place you can just show up and figure it out. And worse enough, if you don't speak the language, you need to prep. You need to have preparations. You need to make connections. We also have a great tour guide that I think I'm gonna put his information below, or I'm gonna have an email where you can get his WhatsApp number and contact him. All right, but you're gonna have to really plan this trip out. My boy BMT, he had an itinerary. We knocked out most of the itinerary. So you're gonna have things pre-planned. All right, you can't wing it. All right, you gotta take this stuff serious too. You don't want to get jammed up with the Cuban government. And from what I see, the U.S. Embassy ain't much help. All right, I got some horror stories. They ain't really that helpful. So don't depend on the U.S. government coming to your rescue. Your relatives can't send you money. You are there by yourself. Even if you're with people, you are independent of yourself. All right. They ain't coming for you. The cavalry may not show up. All right, so don't count it. Anyway, I think I'm rambling. Check out part 2. I'm gonna see if I can load it up fairly quickly. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm gonna try my best. I have hours of video to edit. It's just I'm so slow with editing. I'm a new editor. It takes me all day just to do one video. All right, guys. Like I said again, hit that like button. Give me the motivation to make more videos. Cuba is a beautiful country. I would still recommend you visit Cuba, but you got to plan for this. All right. Till the next one, I'm out.